Hey, Tiger fans, Jeff Sansone back with another Tigers interview. Tonight, we're really happy to have Faith Arnold with us. Hey, Faith.
Hi.
Thanks for doing this. I know we were just saying, not the most comfortable thing to do sometimes, but I think it's really great that we get to talk to the players and, we get to see you play, and now we get to learn a little bit about you. So I appreciate you doing this. I won't keep you too long, I promise.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I want to get right into it. I don't know you, right? I don't think we've ever met, and I've only got to enjoy watching you play. And so I had to do a little homework on you. So I asked some questions about you to some people, and maybe you're surprised by this and maybe you're not, but tell me what you think. Like a glue person for the team, like a really important person to the team chemistry and like making things work. How does that make you feel? Do you know that? Is that intentional, or is that just who you are?
Um, I don't know. I've never really thought about it like that at all. I've just kind of, I don't know, been friends with everyone. It's just kind of worked out like that, I guess.
Yeah, and that seems to have a really good influence on the locker room and on the morale of the team. And so, do you realize that you have that influence, or is that just kind of a subtle thing that you kind of bring, just being you?
I don't know. I guess it just kind of happened. I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. But listen, that's we know the term like glue guy, like in a sports team, glue guy. But obviously, it's a girls' team, so glue girl sounded weird. But a glue person, right? You bring the team together, and it's really important. Like I don't know, maybe if you appreciate how important that is as a player to have that quality. So it's a really important quality. I heard you like to be kind of goofy too. Like you're funny. Is that also intentional, or is that just your personality again?
I feel like everyone on the team's kind of goofy, I guess. So
Yeah.
I feel like the atmosphere where everyone's just like joking around and stuff.
This team does seem to have really good chemistry. You know, I from observing you play, I could tell that you are a really good athlete, and you've been labeled probably one of the best athletes in the school, if not on the team. I understand you play other sports. What are those sports, and how are those going for you?
I play soccer and lacrosse, and I don't know, we've had some success in soccer for the past couple of years, and then lacrosse obviously was disappointing last year with the season being canceled.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
Are you planning to pursue any of those after high school? Any three of these
Um,
sports?
I want to play lacrosse after high school, so whether that means like club or if I can figure something out, hopefully, um, like on an actual team.
Do you know what you're doing after high school? Do you have a plan yet? Some kids take gap years or go right into college or go right to work. Do you know what you're doing?
I'm honestly like I still am deciding between a couple of options, like maybe taking another like a PG year and maybe trying to go for lacrosse or just going to college just normally.
Yeah. Is the PG year something that you think you have to do because of COVID, because you lost that season?
Definitely that, and also I was a bit of a slacker when it came to getting like recruited, and I didn't really put myself out there enough. So like another year would be really helpful just to like get more exposure.
Yeah. So that's important to you, huh? Playing lacrosse in college is really high on your list to do a PG year, right? So
I'm not just like lacrosse, but I think just sports are so important, and it's just like such a big aspect of my life. I couldn't imagine not doing it next year. So yeah.
I want to explore that a little bit. So as a middle schooler, what did you do? Did you play all three sports in middle school? Did you play travel basketball, or what did you do there for basketball?
Yeah, I played RBA from fifth grade on, and then I played soccer for the Richfield, and then I also did a club team, and then lacrosse for Richfield.
Yeah. So on the basketball side, you've played with, I guess Katie Flynn played RBA, right?
Hmm.
Kelly Chittenden probably played on that team,
And
uh,
Callie, yeah.
and Callie Steitzel.
Yeah, all the seniors played on RBA.
Yeah. Wilkenlow played at St. Mary's, no? Or did she move over?
No, she moved over to
Yeah.
RBA.
Yeah. Because I coached at St. Mary's. I know her mom and dad, and I remember
Hmm.
seeing her over there, but I guess she moved over at some point, right? Okay. So
Yeah,
that's cool. So that seems to be the key. I mean, for the boys team last year, those guys have been playing together since RBA years, and
yeah.
you girls are repeating that kind of bond that you have from youth basketball. That's pretty cool. But there was no Faith Arnold on the Tigers last year. What happened? What was that about?
After sophomore year, just basketball was more, it was stressing me out a lot, and like it just became less fun than I used to be. And so I just decided like I just took a year off to also just focus more on lacrosse and soccer, and just like give myself more time in the off season to, get in shape and stuff. So yeah.
How did that work out? Like not being around basketball, did you feel like you had all kinds of time during the winter because, you had this freed up calendar, or did you fill it up pretty quick with other stuff?
I mean, it was definitely weird at first when like they were going to tryouts and I was like, I just wasn't a part of that anymore. And like when they were going to practice every day, it was definitely sad. But I also just like had so much going on in the off season for lacrosse. Like the captains last year did a lot. So I wasn't like just bored out of my mind. So it was
Yeah.
good.
I mean, now to put that back into perspective with what you told me earlier. So you sit out of basketball to focus on lacrosse and soccer. Well, probably more lacrosse, right? Because soccer happens before the
Yeah.
basketball season, and
Yeah.
you're getting all pumped up, you're getting ready, and then lacrosse season's about to hit, and it goes away.
Yeah. It was horrible. It was like the prepared I'd ever been for a sport, and then it just got canceled. So that was.
How did you deal with that disappointment? What did you do in the spring for activities and stuff? Like now you didn't have basketball, now lacrosse is gone, and now that's a big gap because you have the spring. Did anything happen in the summer for you athletically, or were you on your own?
No, I pretty much just like me and like a couple of my friends, we pretty much like Katie, we just like kind of ran every day, which was like so boring. And first we did like we started off season stuff pretty like normal in the summer for soccer. So we had like playing and stuff going on. So that was good.
Yeah, I guess running's important in all these sports. And you fly. You had a move. I forget if it was the other night. I think I was calling the game from home, so it's been 2 games ago. And you got down. I mean, I've never seen. I thought Steitzel was quick. I think you guys might be like. You guys ever line up and just sprint and see who's faster? Because you guys are both right there.
No, we've never done that.
Yeah, that's got to be like you got to do it at the end of the season. Like I don't know if you saw the movie Rocky with Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa doing the run on the beach. It has to be like you and Callie doing a sprint to see who's faster. Because I don't know, we could make a pretty good book on that one. I don't know. We have to see who's got who. You're probably right there, I would think. You think you have her? Let's get her going right now. Let's get some talking going. You think you can take her?
Honestly, I think Maya is faster than both of us. Like if
Oh,
I'm
you're so good. You're gonna go into politics. It looks like. What do you think about this season and how it's been going? You're undefeated as we speak right now. You're 10-0, heading into the last 2 games of the year. Norwalk is later this week. We're filming this on, I guess, a Tuesday, and then Staples, last game of the year. It's funny how that worked out, huh? What do you think?
I'm excited. I'm excited to play Norwalk because the last time I played them, they destroyed us my sophomore year. And then Staples, obviously, I heard you are beefing with them a little bit about their banner.
Who, me? No. Yeah, I'm beefing hard. That's a disgrace. What's going on in that gym right now? I mean, listen. I have my opinion, and people have their own, but I've shared mine pretty openly. And you don't have to share yours. It's fine. I don't need to put you in a bad spot, but I'm sure that there'll be something stuck on the bulletin board in the locker room when you play those guys. So that's all we need to know. All right. Yeah, I've been beefing a little bit, but it was kind of, was it distracting having me at the gym the other night? Like Coach Coloni's like, we can hear every word you're saying. Was that weird? Like, or having an empty gym, is that weird? Like generally with no one in the gym?
Honestly didn't hear you except for one time when there was a free throw going on. And like, I think it was Callie was taking a free throw and you're like, Callie for 2. And then she like, oh no. But, I mean, it's definitely like really weird how silent it is. And like the parents like try, but like it's just like echoing pretty much. So it's definitely a weird atmosphere.
Yeah, some players say that they don't notice, and others say they do. The parents I noticed were like super respectful. I mean, I've been in some gyms where the parents are just awful, and the Ridgefield parents were cheering for McMahon when they made good shots, and they were very supportive. It was nice to see. And there were some students in the gym too. Were those like freshmen or JV players that were there?
They're JV and freshmen.
Yeah.
Like I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Listen, it's nice to have people in the gym.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll keep filling up. It seems like Connecticut's starting to loosen up some stuff here. And fingers are crossed that you guys make it to the finish line and get to the playoffs intact, with all the stuff going on. I heard some teams are sitting right now.
Mm-hmm. I think like 3 teams are quarantined or something like that.
Yeah, that's tough. Any predictions? Oh, well, but before we get to that, so being a multi-sport athlete, and I feel like the players I get to talk to are really accomplished athletes at your age, right? What kind of advice would you give to a younger player that might watch this, that's maybe in RBA and trying to do multiple sports? Sorry, that's my dog. He just knocked over something. That have to decide, hey, it's time to focus on one sport. I need to specialize, or is it better to be, I love like when I coached, I loved multi-sport athletes, soccer players. I think lacrosse, the movement kind of correlates very well to basketball. What are your
Mm-hmm.
feelings on all this?
I mean, I know for me, like, I think it was really helpful that I played multiple sports just because, like what you said, it all, like, kind of translates. Like, my sophomore year, my lacrosse coach was like, yeah, I'm basically taking you because you can play defense in basketball. And, like, it just all, like, kind of translates together. So my advice would just be, like, try to do as much as you can. Because, like, for me, I definitely wish I played last year, like, considering everything that happened with COVID and stuff. But, yeah, just, I don't know, try to, I mean, actually, if you, I'm going back a little bit, but if you are set on one sport, which I really didn't, then I would, like, suggest, like, putting everything into it. But if you really don't, then I would just say do as much as you can.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. I mean, you gotta know yourself and know what's good for you, right? And it's interesting that you left basketball and came back. When you left, there was one coach, and when you came back, it was another coach. What was that like, coming back into a gym with a new person that you didn't know, and a whole new probably philosophy and a whole new attitude on the court, and a banner hanging in the gym, right? You kind of missed out on the championship. Like, did you feel like you missed out? And what was it like to walk back into a really new environment, I would think?
I mean, the vibes this year are so different from when I last played. And, like, I could even tell that when I went to, like, one off-season practice, and it was just, like, a completely different vibe, and, like, just the mentality and just, like, how he coaches is so different. So, like, that was definitely really cool, but it's also just, like, a weird thing coming in as a senior, but, like, basically as a new player. So that was definitely a weird dynamic. And for, like, missing out on the championship, I mean, like, I still watched it, and it was so cool. And I don't know, I was just, like, happy for them and proud that they did that because it was just an amazing game. And yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to the game? Were you there in person, or did you watch on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to, like, a lot of their games last year.
That's cool. That's really
Yeah.
fun. I mean, I think to have that inside perspective and to know how, I think when you watch a game, and especially for me now that I know more about the program, like, I used to love to watch basketball, and now I watch it with a completely different mindset. And you can only watch it one way, I think. You know what plays they're trying to run, what defense they're trying to do. Like, it's probably a very different experience for you watching the Tigers than watching any other team play, I would think, because you're an insider, right?
I mean, it was definitely cool last year, like, seeing, like, people who I played with before and, like, seeing how good they got. Like, I was so impressed. I was like, what the heck? It was like,
Yeah, that's cool. And that just shows, I mean, time away from the court. And that's why this COVID thing, I'm just really glad you guys are getting to play, because in these development years, time away from the court is killer when you can't play. And it hurts. The youth programs are all shut down. I know a couple of teams are going rogue and playing, and I think that's great. But when big programs shut down altogether, we're going to see the ripple effect of this, I think, for a few years here, unfortunately. Yeah. Any predictions before we go? We're gonna pull a Miami Dolphin. You know what that reference is? I don't even know if you know. They were like the only NFL team to go undefeated and win the championship. I think that still holds too. But what do you think?
I mean, I'm confident in us. I think we can do it if we just stay on track and kind of do what we know we have to do. So
yeah, control your own destiny, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, I'll be cheering. I'll be calling, and I'll be cheering for you guys too. I'm definitely a hometown game caller, because I really enjoy watching you girls play. So thanks for taking the time, Faith. Really good to meet you. And we'll see you on Thursday, right? Against Norwalk, or Friday? Friday. Yes. Boys
Friday.
are Thursday. You're Friday. You go back to back. Norwalk Friday, Staples Saturday, both on the road. All right.
Mhm.
We'll be cheering for you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Faith. Go Tigers. And let's see.